This is Sean O'Malley, and you're watching Full-Time MMA. Don't be a bagel biting, bagel bitch boy, bagel bitch back.
Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time
MMA.
Beep, 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 beep. My bad, full-time family. I didn't mean to have my gaydar so close to the microphone when I started recording. I thought I had that thing put up, but god damn did that thing start going off when I saw the UFC's Kevin Lee open to a $100,000 jiu-jitsu match with Bellator's Dillon Danis in the works that won't be televised. Raggy? What the fuck do we got going on here, full-time family? Somebody please tell me. Yo, I'm gonna read the details of this, and I'm also gonna talk a bit potentially about Kevin Lee's next fight. Haven't been doing as many short videos like this because, of course, we're shadow banned, so we don't be hitting the algorithms like that. So really, it's just fucking grinding your head into the wall. So we're gonna keep doing our live streams until we can get from under this. But there's a couple things that we just had to talk about, just for the people that haven't been able to catch the live streams, and this was one of them. Not only because I'm honestly interested in seeing this. Pause. There's so many ways I could go with this video, but honestly, I'm not interested in seeing this, but I am at the same time. If this was happening at like Submission Underground or something like that, where it was going to be televised on camera, fucking, you know what I'm saying, clothes on, a crowd around, then I'm all the way in. I would love to see how Kevin Lee, UFC, one of their elite lightweights, matches up against Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach and jiu-jitsu specialist Dillon Danis. That would be a great competitive jiu-jitsu match. Now, with that being said, it would be a competitive jiu-jitsu match. I don't know about all of this. $100,000 not going to be televised. Just me and him in a room meeting up to fucking do some personal jiu-jitsu. Like, what is going on? Like, this sounds like some gay for pay type shit. Pause. I'm dead serious. Check this out, what Kevin Lee had to say. Like, for first, I was all in. And I'm also kind of thinking, who's paying the $100K? Like, who's going to be the guy that's like, I got $100K. I don't want to sell any tickets. I don't want to sell any concessions. I don't want any pay-per-view sales. I just want Kevin Lee and Dillon Danis locked in a fucking one room, no camera, 100,000. Like, that sounds like some fucking gay millionaire's fantasy fight he would put together and fucking have go down. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. Like, that's not what I imagined when I first thought about this fight. I thought about an event where you would sell tickets and you could at least make your $100K back. You know what I'm saying? If you're paying these guys $100,000 to do some jiu-jitsu, don't you want to make some of that back by selling some tickets or putting this motherfucker on Flow Combat somewhere, so somewhere you can make some money back? I just don't see where you would be paying $100,000 just for a non-televised, in the room with no crowd jiu-jitsu match between Kevin Lee and Dillon Danis. So with that being said, this is what Kevin Lee had to say, man. He issued the challenge. I'm still waiting to hear back. I know his people reached out to mine and I said I'll take it. He said it's just going to be me and him, man to man, just straight jiu-jitsu. Dillon Danis said we'll put it on our Instagram story. That seems a little too small that we have to figure out. But it will just be me and him probably in a room. We'll put it on YouTube or something. So he said it's just going to be me and him in a room. They might put it on YouTube, but bro, you're not going to get your $100K back on YouTube, especially with the way ads are going right now. But either way, yo, you ain't going to be selling no tickets. It's just you and him in a room. Like, yeah, man, I just don't see the business in that. That really sounds like some, you know what I'm saying? Some guy's fucking homoerotic fantasy. I don't even want to take it there. I don't give a damn if it is, but I'm just saying that's what it sounded like to me, so I gotta keep it 100 with y'all. He said he'll have some free time. We can set it aside an hour or two and get it done. This is just sounding weirder and weirder by the day, but either way, man, like I said, if it was just competitive jiu-jitsu, all clothes on, I'm in. But as soon as this motherfucker's getting in a room by themselves and somebody bust out the baby oil, I'm clicking off of that motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie. But no, okay. Jokes aside, we are gonna talk about Kevin Lee's next potential fight on this same video. There's a couple potential options aside from Dillon Danis in a man-on-man jiu-jitsu match, one-man tournament. He can actually fight a couple top contenders in the UFC. And out of those is Justin Gaethje and Iaquinta, and he says he's leaning toward Gaethje as his next opponent after the hassle from Iaquinta. Now, with that being said, this fight is a fight I would love to see. Gaethje versus Kevin Lee. Both two top 10 ranked UFC fighters. both got momentum coming off of big wins. Justin Gaethje just got the huge first-round knockout over James Vick. Kevin Lee just got the great performance and TKO, fourth round, if I'm not mistaken, over Edson Barboza. Of course, did the stanky leg in that fight, but came back, got the W, and was able to finish Edson Barboza. So they're both two lightweights in a very stacked, log-jammed lightweight division that are on the rise, and it would be a great time for them to fight. Is it going to be a title eliminator? No, but it is going to be a big fight, and after both of these guys do actually have pretty big names for the lightweight division, and after Justin Gaethje knocked out James Vick, Kevin Lee sent him out a tweet and just put nothing but the money face emoji. You know what I'm saying? He's seeing dollar signs. Yo, we both got momentum. It's a big fight. Let's make it happen. And not to mention, is it a big fight with Justin Gaethje? You also don't have to worry about the hassle with Iaquinta. He said, I like the Gaethje fight. I think that's the one I'm leaning toward. Gaethje wants to fight. Gaethje doesn't give a shit. We'll talk about it ourselves. You know, Kevin Lee's smart with his decisions. He talks about it with his team. He doesn't just make brash, oh, Gaethje wants to fight, fucking schedule it, and let's do it. He's actually looking for the smart fights to, you know, for his career trajectory to be as high as possible. He's trying to be a future champion and be one of the bigger stars, and kind of like B. McGregor as far as he wants to get into fashion and all type of shit. You know, he's got the potential as well, you know, to be a big star. Now, he's going to be as big as McGregor. We're not going to get crazy. But he's definitely a guy that got a great fighting style, very well-rounded. I mean, he uses his fucking striking to set up his wrestling, to set up his jiu-jitsu. He's a great fighter, got a bright future. And so, yeah, I think a lot of people would like to see him fight the highlight Justin Gaethje or Iaquinta. Iaquinta recently headlined UFC 223, but the problem with Iaquinta is he's really hard to get a fight booked against. He's got the leverage of having the real estate gig on the side, and so even if he's scheduled to fight, he might be like, you know what, I changed my mind. Fuck, I'm fucking injured, fuck it. Like, he was supposed to be fighting Gaethje, and then that fight got, you know, James Vick got plugged in because Iaquinta was like, nah, I'm good. For whatever reason, whether it's because he wasn't getting the money he wanted, whether it was a minor injury that he decided he wanted to let heal up, whatever reason, it's not the easiest to get Iaquinta in that cage. And so having the real estate on the side gives him that leverage, and so it can be a little bit of a hassle to try and fight him. Iaquinta was supposed to be fighting Gaethje, and so that's what Gaethje's saying. I better fight Kevin Lee or Iaquinta before they even think about fighting each other. Al backed out and Kevin is next. And so with that being said, Gaethje and Lee are both open to fighting each other. But, of course, the merry-go-round continues because even though it seems like we got a perfect fight lined up, Gaethje versus Lee, Iaquinta has something to say about that. He said, Justin Gaethje, been thinking, I'll own a house I own a house in one of the wealthiest counties in the nation. You're a hillbilly. You won one fight and a little money. In the big scheme of things, you could have made our fight happen and more money, but you kissed the peach. You're the pussy. And I'm fighting Kevin Lee. So this was just yesterday. Iaquinta saying, yo, if you would have held out like me pretty much, we could have got even more money for our fight. And that's why it's kind of hard to book against Iaquinta, because he's always, you know, he's one of those guys that wants more money. If he feels like he's fighting a high-profile fight, he wants to be paid for a high-profile fight. I remember Dana White at one point was like, Iaquinta feels like if he's fighting a higher-ranked opponent, he should be paid for that opponent being ranked higher. Instead of just fulfilling his contract, he's like, no, let's renegotiate. And so with that being said, he's a little difficult to work with. And but you see, he said he's fighting Kevin Lee. And that could very well be the case. Even though Gaethje versus Lee makes all the sense, Gaethje did say after his last fight, he wants a little bit of a break. Now, if Gaethje wants a little bit of a break, that would leave the opening for Iaquinta versus Lee, the rematch. Sure, people would love to see that. But maybe Gaethje's like, you know what? I got to take this Kevin Lee fight. I'll go on a break afterward. Of course, it's a much-deserved break. Gaethje's fought in wars, but he didn't take a lot of damage in that James Vick fight. So he could go on a break, or he could step in to fight Kevin Lee. We'll see what happens. Either way, it's a crazy motherfucking merry-go-round. Who's Kevin Lee going to fight next? Will it be Iaquinta? Will it be Justin Gaethje? Or will it be Dillon Danis in a motherfucking oily jiu-jitsu match, one-on-one, no camera, not televised, fucking who knows what happens after the camera cuts, no fucking stands, I don't know, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. Beep, beep, beep. And before we go, shout out to all the full-time MMA white belts that have hit the subscribe button. Make sure you also hit the bell right next to it so you get notified every time I upload a new video, or some of the time that I upload a new video, because YouTube's notification bell is a player hater. But this is one of the hardest working independent MMA channels on YouTube. We provide daily updates, full fight card breakdowns and predictions. We make MMA fighter freestyles, and we've already interviewed pro fighters Aljamain Sterling, Sean O'Malley, Felony Charles Bennett, and Bruce Lushmedio in just a little over a year as an MMA channel. We're one of the fastest growing MMA channels on YouTube. So with that being said, if you're interested in more videos like this, check out the Fulltime MMA Dojo over at patreon.com. One of the things you can see while you're over there are some of the goals of the channel, and also more free videos like this, betting advice, and more. We just launched the Fulltime MMA store over on teespring.com, and we've got some limited edition gear in order to celebrate that. We've got some day one Poop the Other Side shirts that are only available for a limited time. Also, you got leggings, phone cases, Don't Be a Bagel Biter, coffee mugs, and more. With that being said, you can check the links out in the description if you want to check out the Fulltime MMA Dojo or the Fulltime MMA store on Teespring. I apologize about the long outro, but a closed mouth don't get fed, and so respect. Let the Fulltime family know what you think in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOG.